Rev up your engines. Now, people have loved 4Runners for ages. This is a brand new 2024, and it may be the last one that a lot of people are gonna love. For one main reason. This is the last V6 engine that they're gonna put in these things. Just like my son's Tacoma, TRD Off-Road, that was the last Tacoma that had a 4-cylinder engine. Then the next year, they're getting rid of them in the 4Runners. They're only going to have turbo 4s here in the United States. I predicted they would have problems with the Tacomas when they went to 6-4, and indeed they have. Had transmission problems, they've had problems, and I predict they'll have the same problems, only doubly so, in a 4Runner, because numero uno, the 4Runner weighs more than a Tacoma does. Not a smart thing. And of course, people who are nuts about 4Runners try to find a good used one. They all cost a fortune. That's why people buy new ones. You're almost paying the same price. You might as well go out and buy a new one. But 2025, you can't get these V6s anymore. You're gonna get a turbo 4. That's not what people want. Toyota, you're making a big mistake. People want something that can pull weight, go off-road with the torque of a V6 engine. I know the turbos theoretically can have more horsepower and more torque, but it's at higher RPMs. You're pulling a boat in and out of the water, you're at low RPMs. You're going off-road, you're at low RPMs, low speeds, right? A turbo 4 was not made for that, but that's all they're putting in. So the reason they bought this in this strange orange color is because it's the last one they're making that's any good. She's had other ones, older ones, never had any problems with them because they are well made. I had one over here last year at 375,000 miles on it. Still ran like a top because it's got a V6 engine. It's strong. It doesn't have all this turbocharged crap in it. It's a normally aspirated 6-cylinder engine that's got plenty enough horsepower and torque for driving around in. But the main thing is they can last forever. Hey, 50 grand, but I mean the average car today is about 46.5, so this isn't an average vehicle by any stretch of the imagination. Strong timing chain. Hey, it's a Toyota. Now, as you can see, compared to other cars, there's all kinds of working room. It's not like it's crammed in, but being a Toyota, you generally don't have to do any work on it except change the oil. But if you do when you got 300,000 miles, it's very easy to work on. It's not cramped. And of course, it's a full-framed vehicle. Check it out. And this one, of course, all these 4Runners are made in Japan. This is still made in Japan. You got a full-frame vehicle that can last forever, that can take it. I had a customer in Houston with one. He bought it. He got T-boned. I'm not kidding. The vehicle was bent like this, but he still drove it down the road. It looked ridiculous. It looked like somebody had bent a hot dog, and he was driving it down the road, but it's still tracked because the frame didn't get bent. Well, anything happens to them, you can fix them because they got a solid frame. They're high up in the air. They're not going to bottom out on stuff. And being a TRD off-road, okay. This is real off-road. Look at the transfer case. Look, it's mechanical. Is there anything mechanical left these days? Well, there is here. This isn't one of these. Well, sorry, it won't go in 4-wheel drive because your computer's not working. Electric motor servo's not working. But this is a gear shift now. It's not a bunch of electronic nonsense that's going to break. These things basically can last forever if you take care of it. And of course, it's got the locking diff, so you're gonna have to be one of a heck of a lousy driver to get stuck with this thing. You get in mud, sleet, snow, whatever, you lock that diff, it's gonna get out of whatever it's in, unless you've driven underwater and it's flooded. These have what people want, which just amazes me of why Toyota's getting rid of this engine and putting in a stupid 4-cylinder turbo. To me, that's just the epitome of stupidity. It's a big vehicle, basically a truck, even though we call it an SUV. It is a full frame. Very few SUVs these days are full frames. But that's what people are buying these things for. They're not buying these things to get 51 miles a gallon. You want to get 51 miles a gallon, get a Camry hybrid, you know? But that's not who's buying these things, right? You're getting rid of your own audience by downsizing into a Turbo 4. Now, the other thing I really like about them is the transmission. Is this an 810 500 speed tranny? No, it is 5 speeds. They are so dependable. Now, you can put it and you can shift it by hand if you want, but most people just put it and drive away. He's got a big old sunroof. I'm not that big of a fan of sunroofs, but plenty of room for the kiddie seats, plenty of room in the back. You put the seats down, you can carry all kinds of stuff in it. Let's start her up. Beautiful graphics, and yes, the screen is built in. This isn't one of these Toyotas or Lexuses that has the one that looks like a ridiculous screen that was glued on like an afterthought. This fits the vehicle. And of course, you've got simple controls for the heat. You don't have to be a computer scientist. What do? No, you turn it for the fan. You turn it for the heat. Simplicity itself. Of course, it's got all the modern stuff for collision avoidance, heated seats, a window in the back that goes up and down, handy for throwing groceries in. Bunch of power supplies you can use, intelligent cruise control. I can feel that heated seat. There's a cold front coming in, but it feels nice. And while we're looking at it, beautiful seats. Now, it's not real leather, it's synthetic leather. It actually has a longer lifespan. It generally lasts quite a bit longer. They look pretty much like leather. They're synthetic leather, and they're made pretty well. You don't get the cracking that you'll get over the ages with regular leather seats, and they don't have the maintenance where you gotta keep waxing them and everything. Turn the traction control off if you want. You can do the crawl, like I said, so you can lock the differential so you don't get stuck. I mean, look at all the choices that you have. I mean, it's wild. So let's take it for a spin, see how it goes. A V6, okay, smooth idling, as you can see. You get all kinds of views. It is a phenomenal backup camera. You can see the fronts, the sides. It's warning you. Somebody went behind me and it warned. Hey, but you get a really nice panorama. See, it's warning there's somebody coming. Now they're gone. My wife might make me buy one of these just for that feature. She said I'm getting old. You're nice and high up in the air, not outrageously so. And that 5-speed transmission is smooth as silk. For a vehicle with relatively aggressive tires, it's pretty quiet. They've really come a long way in making aggressive treads that don't make that much noise going down the road. I gotta say, years ago, if you had aggressive tires, you'd hear them howling down the road, woo, woo, woo. Not the case. They figured out how to make them right now. The transmission is so smooth, and being only 5 speeds, boy, I predict a long life for these things. It's not one of these 10-speed, 9-speed, 8 speeds. The too many gears are always hunting for gears. This thing is very crisp shifting. I'm surprised they still haven't built any houses there. Tells me the economy's in a bit of a slump. Normally that would have had 100 houses on it already. Well, we'll take it to our little drag strip. As you can see, there's nobody behind us, so we'll come to a stop. Again, nobody behind us, and we'll floor it. Smooth shifting, lots of power, and of course, we'll slow down a little to 40. Then we'll punch it and see how it'll pass. Here we go. Speedometer picks up nice and sprightly. No problem passing people in this beast. Smooth ride for a off-road vehicle, really. They got the suspension pretty well sorted out too. It's warning you, I got too close to one line. That works too. We'll speed up a little, even though we're supposed to slow down for the curve. No problem whatsoever. And now we'll head back to the other side of the airport. It's windy outside, but it's really not affecting the handling of this or the noise inside. It's pretty well insulated. We'll be making a turn, and no problem making a turn. Nice handling. Again, as we take off, I gotta say, you couldn't even feel that shifting from first to second gears. The advantage of having only 5 speeds, it's not continually shifting up and down and making itself a nuisance. Now, you just won't get the smooth driving experience in the 2025s with the turbo 4-cylinder. It's just not the same. But there is one gigantic problem with this vehicle, and that's good luck trying to find one. These people live in Tennessee. They had to go all the way to Ohio to find one to buy. So, It is the last of the great 4Runners as far as I'm concerned. Maybe the best ever made. But switching to a 4-cylinder turbo, Toyota, you're making a grave mistake. People that want these vehicles, they don't want a hybrid car that gets 50 miles a gallon. They want a big truck SUV that can get them wherever they want, smooth, they can pull stuff, tow boats, they can go wherever they want off-road, and not have to worry about getting stuck with the marvelous Toyota 4-wheel drive system that they got on them that hardly ever break. The only time I ever see them break was when people broke them, rolling them over, crawling rocks or something. Hurry up and get one because there's hardly any of them left. 2025, they're going to be 4-cylinder turbo. All the years they made these things to go back to a 4-cylinder, the original ones you could get in a 4-cylinder. And you know what? People said, I loved my 4Runner, but it was a dog. The 4-cylinder engine wasn't enough. They even put V8s in some of these, and they're insane. If you can find one with a V8 and it still runs, buy it, even if you fix it. You can sell it to somebody for a bunch of money because everybody loves the V8s. They're very hard to find. But a Turbo 4, thumbs down on that, but thumbs up on the last of the great 2024 4Runners. So if you never want to miss another one of my new car repair videos, remember to ring that bell.